Hi Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. This is your February 2017 forecast. So February is somewhat challenging month because we've got two eclipses. We've got a full moon lunar eclipse happening in your 9th house on the 11th of February in Leo. And on the 26th of February, we've got a new moon solar eclipse happening in your 4th house in Pisces. So eclipses carry the signature of change. Sometimes events that were in the background come into the foreground, or a certain area of our life gains more prominence than usual. So our attention is drawn to something and there's a kind of spotlight thrown on it. So sometimes it can also bring sudden events and chance encounters that necessitate a change of direction. And of course, change is never easy. So even when it's liberating, it can be a little bit upsetting. So let's look at what else is happening this month. On the plus side, for those of you who are single or for those of you who just need a little bit more excitement in your life, you've got Mars and Venus and Aries in your 5th house. So Mars and Aries, this is Mars's own sign. So Mars here is very direct, it's very adventurous, it's bold, it's passionate, it's inspired, it's all about immediate gratification, particularly with Mars in the 5th house. So Mars in the 5th is really going to put its energy into recreation, sports, romance. So for those of you who need to take a risk in terms of romance, so be a little bit bold, put yourself out there, take a chance. Mars is here is really going to be, it's not going to be about postponing gratification, it's going to be about immediate gratification and consummation. So this isn't about candlelit dinners, it's a little bit more heady and intoxicating. So lots of chemistry, particularly with Venus in the 5th as well. So Venus in the 5th, more than any other transit of Venus in the 5th is the placement for leisure, fun, entertainment, so seeking those things out. Venus here really wants to have a good time. So with Mars, of course, it favors love affairs and personal business projects. Any kind of passion project or personal business will be favored, particularly with Mars and Aries. So, you can really push to promote those things. It also favors speculative risks and gambles. So Mars here, very able to take risks and, and being shrewd, productive, and energetic. And again, for romance and pleasure, the Mars here is really going to be good for that kind of passion, for sparks, for chemistry. So Venus in the 5th does definitely favor love relationships and passion and having a good time. So lots of opportunities for that this month. So let's look at what else is happening. Until the 19th of February, we've got the Sun in your 3rd house. And the 3rd house is kind of the communication sector. It's where we have to attend to routine matters, paperwork, errands. So a lot of energy gets thrown into that. Day-to-day affairs, socializing. So this is especially the case with Mercury joining the Sun in the 3rd house until the 26th of February. So Mercury in the 3rd favors group discussions. You want to meet new people. There's possibly more traveling going on. Your mind is really fired up as well. So, you're seeking mental stimulation. It's good for researching, good for gathering information, and also, of course, very good for articulating your ideas if you need to sell yourself or enter into business or contract negotiations. This placement of Mercury is also very good if you are entering into business contracts or negotiations, for making everyone's positions clear. So you can present your ideas well, and this can help in interviews in terms of selling yourself. So you're really feeling mentally fired up. With the Sun in the 3rd, the focus is really on your immediate environment and, busyness with regards to things that need to be attended to. You may find more contact with neighbors, siblings, and just people generally speaking, lots more social activity. So the tempo is kind of fired up with this placement of the Sun and Mercury in the 3rd. Okay, so let's look at the transits this month. On the 28th of January, we've got 2 weeks of a kind of startup energy. The initiation is for starting projects. And this new moon, of course, is in your 3rd house. So that's that communication sector. So, of course, the 3rd house is also about courses of study. So, you could be planning a new course of study. With the new moon here, it could also see you attending to routine paperwork. So this can be taking tests, filling out forms. So starting up a new course or attending to business, doing what needs to be done. You tend to feel more energetic, busy, and alert. So on the 9th, we've got the Sun sextiling Uranus between your 3rd and your 5th house. So this really favors new activities, and for you this can be around personal business projects, passion projects. So new activities, discoveries, heightened awareness. It's good for solving a new for starting a new discipline, and for you this could be creative or a passion project that you want to get involved with. You're feeling restless and energetic and you want to mix up routine. On the 10th, we've got Mercury sextiling Venus between your 3rd and your 5th house, and this is going to be very good for those of you that want to make a declaration of love. Mercury and Venus together, you can really put your hearts on your sleeve, communicate your feelings. So it's also good for leisurely, relaxed pursuits and going to beautiful places, scenic places. So all about leisure, relaxation and fun. And for those of you that need to open your heart, then this will help you find the words. So we've got the full moon lunar eclipse happening in your 9th house on the 11th of February. Now all full moons, especially with lunar eclipses, bring relationships into the fore. So this is really the chance to purge yourself of emotional baggage of the previous 6 months and kind of sets the stage for the next 6 months. So there are very favorable aspects in this full moon between Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and the luminaries. So those sextiles and trines help smooth over the oppositions. Your ruling planet Jupiter in opposition with Uranus is a source of tension. You can find that your desire for personal freedom can make your personal affairs a little bit more complicated. So with the sun and the moon in opposition, emotions and feelings can come to a head, so things can boil over. But the harmonious trines between the luminaries, between Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus, really helps smooth things over, resolve things, with Saturn being a very stabilizing influence, this being good for long-range plans. And for you, this could be around travel, new studies and those sorts of disciplines. So stabilizing influence from Saturn, so helping you feel grounded and secure. Uranus helping you integrate changes. So with Uranus in your 5th house, this could be changes with regards to personal business, perhaps it be around speculative risks that you want to take. And with Jupiter in the 11th, this is bringing some good fortune. So Jupiter always favors study, learning, travel, and new disciplines, so new experiences, and so generally a planet of good fortune. And in the 11th, it's bringing you an aspect of luck and helping you resolve your personal affairs. So a very favorable full moon happening for you on the 11th of February. So on the 16th, Mercury is sextiling Mars between your 3rd and your 5th house, and this can show a lot of mental and physical busyness. So for you, this could be around promoting yourself, particularly with regards to personal business or speculative risks and gambles and investments that you want to make. So mental and physical busyness, it's where you can take initiative, showcase expertise, and also this aspect will help you stand your ground if you need to. On the 20th, we've got Mercury sextiling Uranus between your 3rd and your 5th house, and this is a good influence for tackling problems that you couldn't resolve in the past. And this for you could be around routine paperwork or, the details that you need to attend to. So perhaps something there has been baffling you and you need a fresh perspective, and this is the aspect that will help you with that. This is also a very good placement for learning a new skill or discipline again, and for you this could be technological or around a passion, creative project. So on the 21st, we've got Mercury trining Jupiter, a very favorable aspect between these two planets. And this is good with Jupiter in your house of dreams and ideals and objectives. This is good for formulating those. So long-range planning is favored, future plans, organizing your affairs. And, so really dreaming big, and this can also provide the element of luck. This favors all kinds of business, commercial deals and transactions, and can also be beneficial for buying and selling, and so good fortune generally speaking coming in, and a bit of luck, much needed. On the 22nd, we've got Mars squaring Pluto between your 5th and your 2nd house. And with Mars being so strong at this time, in Aries, where it's direct and it's very adventurous, bold, and kind of a little bit pushy, you could say. This square to Pluto, you can expect some power struggles or conflicts. Ego energies are going to be high, so there can be a bit of conflict with groups or authority figures. On the other hand, a very good aspect for getting a lot of work done. So if you see that there's a little bit of anger and resentment in the air, then keep your head down and get things done. On the 23rd, we've got Mercury sextiling Saturn between your 3rd and your 5th house. And this can help you attend to more serious matters, things that need to be done. This could be taxes, this could be financial plans, budgets, things that need detailed, careful, meticulous work. So you're more detail orientated. It's not such a big picture creative aspect, but it helps you focus on serious matters and do your due diligence in that regard. So on the 26th of February, we've got a new Moon Solar Eclipse happening in your 4th house. And this one could be quite strong for you because the 4th house is, of course, an angular house. So when things happen here, the planets have 100% strength. So we don't tend to miss them. And the 4th house is, of course, that sector of home, property, and personal domestic affairs. So for some of you, this could be around property matters, home matters, family matters. So that's really where the spotlight is. The main aspect of this eclipse is the Sun and the Moon are conjunct Neptune and the fixed star Scut. So Neptune here is neither good or bad. It can sort of be very good for creative projects, artistic projects, and of course for, the finer feelings and instincts, so empathy, compassion, altruism, and idealism. With Neptune, though, you always want to make sure that your feet are firmly rooted on the ground. So any plans that you're making around home, property matters, or even career planning and course corrections, just make sure that you're grounded on terra firma, you're thinking practically, you're thinking realistically. So, just remember to stay grounded and connected. On the other hand, this can be a very good placement or aspect, to foster empathy and connectedness, particularly with family members. So if there's conflicts that need to be resolved, this one can help you find that connection and common ground. And perhaps forgiveness if that's appropriate for you. So the month ends with Jupiter opposing Mars between your 5th and your 11th house. So this can be a very lucky transit or can show foolish activities. It really depends. And with Mars being conjunct Uranus at this time, Mars and Uranus together can, show sudden, events and circumstances, rash or impulsive behavior. And with Jupiter opposing, there's the tendency to overextend yourself, to go overboard. So, you just want to watch out for that aspect of it. So don't overextend yourself financially. Don't make any rash decisions at this time. Use the high energy because it's a happening in favorable sociable houses. So perhaps there could be a social opportunity, an opportunity to connect with friends or groups. So if you channel it into hopes, dreams, and objectives and not behave too rashly, this could be a favorable and lucky transit. Anyway, if you've liked this forecast, please like and subscribe, and thanks so much for listening.